Hi everyone! Yes, welcome back to my channel, and I'm pretty sure you will learn another good things, yes, about oral communication. So we're already done with Module 1, Week 1. Congratulations for those who already submitted their worksheets. Okay, I'm pretty sure most of the students right now are already in their first week. Yes, right. So for this lesson, we will be talking about the Module 1, Week 2. Okay, that will be about the different models of communication. Okay, so from the elements of communication and for the functions of communication, we already understood that it is very essential for us to understand others and how do we connect to them. Okay, we need to have that connectivity to them. So there are ways, there are different ways how to engage communication to other people. And yes, these are designed by these different models. So first and foremost, we have here Shannon-Weaver model. Okay, this is known as the mother of all communication models. Why? Because it is Shannon-Weaver who discovered these models of communication, and in fact, when he started these models of communication, while he was discovering this, there were only 5 basic elements. Okay, so these are what we have. Okay, the source, the transmitter. Okay, the source again, by the way, is yes, the speaker. We have that. So we also have the second, which is the transmitter, and then the channel for the third one. We also have the receiver, and then the last one is destination. So these are only the 5 basic elements that Shannon-Weaver had. Okay, so from this we can notice that it is quite we can say ineffective, because yes, as the elements of communication was discussed, so it would not be that complete when there is no proper feedbacking from the receiver of the message, right? You can remember. So as you noticed from this, from this figure, sorry, yes, so you did not find any feedback, right? So this is only for linear communication. So linear, we say it's one-way street, okay, one-way communication only. Okay, so I've heard others would always have, "Miss, our relationship is only one-way street." So one love, or what's that they call? Yes, one-sided love. Sorry, as they said, one-sided love only. I hope it won't be that way. Okay, yes. So it's really good if you do have your mutual feelings. Okay. So there is another philosopher who discovered that this kind of model is not that effective since there is no proper feedbacking, right? So it was being revised. Okay, we have here that transaction model. Okay, so in here, unlike the previous one, unlike the Shannon-Weaver that it's only one-way process, transaction model on the other part is a two-way process with the presence now of feedback. Yes, so being mentioned from the elements of communication that it is very essential to have the right or proper feedbacking in order for us, especially for the sender of the message or the source, would be able to know if the message was received correctly, right? Okay, so here's the way or the figure of the transaction model. So as you noticed, okay, we have here the receiver of the message, or the sender or the receiver of the message. The sender can also be the receiver of the message. Hence, there is already the presence of the feedback. Okay, so from the sender, so there is encoding and decoding of the message. There is the channel, the message itself. Okay, feedbacking again, so decoding and encoding, and then the receiver of the message. So as you noticed, while they are the receiver, the sender is one, the person, and the receiver of the message on the other side is communicating. While they are having the communication, you notice that there is what we call noise. So noise here is the what do you call? Yes, it's like the presence of the barrier. So in each communication, while having the feedback, the message goes to the receiver of the message, and then the receiver does the reply to the sender. Yes, there is the barrier of communication. Okay, so it happens. Yes, it is represented by noise. Noise as one of the barriers to communication. Yes, where does it belong? So I believe it's from the environmental noise or environmental barrier, in which it interferes the flow of communication. Okay, there is feedbacking. So at least from there, despite the presence of the noise or the barrier, we can still, as the sender of the message, we can still know that the receiver of the message is having the reaction to what we say, which is really important, right? It's not just one-way street. Okay. Next to that is what we have, the Scrum Model. Okay. So this is being modified, from the first one, from the Shannon-Weaver. So remember, the Shannon-Weaver only had the 5 basic elements. So Scrum modified the Shannon-Weaver. And this is the figure of the Scrum Model. So from the 5 basic elements, the sender, encoder, then the signal, decoder, the destination itself. So what Scrums added is the field of experience. Okay, so Scrums made it sure that the sender has the expertise of his environment, so as the receiver of the message, he also has his own expertise. So wherever they are, they know from the fact that they can best deliver the message. And from the receiver itself, he can best reply as to the best of his ability, because they are both expert from their environment or the context where they are. Okay, so that is why in the situation you are trying to meet with your friend, or where shall we meet? So you always have to think of a place in which you are familiar with. Now let's go to Ayala, or let's go to not so far. Let's go to Northeast Park. Okay, very accessible to our school, right? So something like that. Okay, yes. So I know that place is quite conducive for us. Not so many people are going there, so we can talk better. So you do that one. Okay. Yes, I do agree with you. Then we can meet there. See? So that's how Scrum's model added or modified the Shannon-Weaver. Okay. I hope that's clear for you. Okay. The next model of communication we have is Aristotle Model. Okay. He is another philosopher. And in this case, in this case, for Aristotle Model, this figure tells us that there is also, just like the Shannon-Weaver we had, is one way. Okay, so it only has the speaker, the speech, the audience, and the effect. For Aristotle, he focuses on the audience itself. Okay, so he discovered the importance of the audience. That when you speak, you have to think of your audience are the people, the receiver itself. Okay, the audience here is considered as the receiver of your message. Okay, in which it has a very important role in the communication itself. So that's what Aristotle had made. Okay, so from there, it's the chain that he had. Okay, so it is more focused on public speaking, okay, in which interpersonal communication also focuses. So interpersonal, so you are dealing with other people. Okay, so when you try to present a speech in your class, so yeah, that's why others always have butterflies in their stomach when they present, because they always have an idea that their classmates would make fun of them when they speak, right? Yes. So that makes them nervous in front. So that is why, in order to avoid that kind of situation, you have to prepare your speech beforehand, so that you can get a good feedback or positive feedback from your audience, in which played by your classmates, right? Yeah, so that's what Aristotle model is made of. Okay, so linear. So from the audience, I mean, yes, from you as the speaker of the message, then yes, the occasion, so audience, and then the effect. So when you present now, when you deliver your speech, and your audience like nod or they smile, so of course for you there will be a good effect, right? So they enjoyed, in your mind you are trying to process that they enjoyed your speech. Okay, yes, though it is linear, yes, the concept is somewhat similar to shannon-weaver, in which it is linear, but yes, from the nonverbal cues from your audience, you would know that you received a good feedback. Okay, so the reply itself. Okay, so yes, that's the improvement, okay, from the basic model we had from the shannon-weaver. It's being modified so that it would be more appropriate for the new generation. Yes, for the new generation, and that's you. Yes, grade 11 students. Okay, I hope that one is clear. Okay. Next, or the last model of communication that we have here is Eugene White model. Okay, from here it is a communication, or a kind of communication in which it is repetitive. Okay, sorry, a step-by-step sequence. Okay, so you have to repeat the event, but the quality of interaction is unnoticed. Okay, so you didn't know, okay, if it is good or bad. Okay, no proper feedbacking, because you did not actually unrecognizable. Okay, but the speaker originates the idea of the message. Okay, so you as the speaker of the message thinks of the idea. How are you going to deliver your message to your audience? Okay, so Eugene White model is the connection, or related to the, what's this, from the previous one, which is the Aristotle model. Okay, so from here, the audience as the receiver is a passive reactor. Okay, why? Because they don't initiate communication. Okay, you would not know. Okay, there is no proper feedbacking again. Okay, but yes, probably by the way they do the nonverbal things. Okay, so you would know if they are already bored, or they don't get what you want to deliver. Okay, so as the speaker, or as the sender of the message, it is very essential that it is clear to you what message you are trying to deliver. Okay, so starting from there, so it would be already clear. Okay, so what kind of feedback you would want to receive from your audience. Okay, and again, from your audience, you would also learn what your audiences like. Okay, what do they like? So very important as well. Okay, I hope that helps. Okay, so yes, we do have here the figure of the Eugene White model. So it states that, okay, from thinking, okay, thinking starts from the speaker. Okay, so thinking of ideas, what message, okay, symbolizing, so he thinks of symbolism, how to deliver this with the verbal and the non-verbal cues. How can I hook the attention of my audience? Okay, so it's like the encoding part. okay, from the elements of communication. Expressing, so my emotions, okay, so how to deliver this. If my statement is quite sad, then my voice should also be a little sad. Then transmitting, how am I to transmit this message? So would you like to shout or act, okay, or would you like to approach your audience? Then the receiver of your message, your audience, they will decode. Will they laugh at you? So how are they going to interpret? So sometimes, as you are standing in front of the stage or in front of your classmates, you can actually see from the faces of your classmates if they are perplexed. Yes, they are confused. You can see that, and you are trying to process that in your mind. Like, oh, do they really understand what I really want to say? Why do they have that kind of facial expression? Yeah, so sometimes it also interferes the delivery of your speech now. Okay, so that's the kind of feedback that you would not like to receive. So that's a time for monitoring. This is the time that you will like try to evaluate, okay, your speech or the message. Did they get it well? I hope they did. Okay, because they laughed. Others were nodding. So I hope they got my message. Okay, so that is how the Eugene White model modifies the communication itself. So how it's done. So whatever kind of model of communication you do have, the best thing here is, as the sender of the message, as the source of the message, please make it sure that your message is clear in order to receive the good feedback from your audience, whether it's nonverbal or not, whether it's unnoticeable or not. So at the end of your speech or at the end of sending your message, you are you feel like being fulfilled, because yes, I've done my part, and I think that was my best. My teacher would commend me for that. I will have a good grade because she laughed at me. I mean, not the laugh, the bad side of the meaning of laugh, but yes, when she was looking at me on the last part of the room. So yeah, I think I will get a good grade. Okay. Yes, that's the spirit. Okay. Well, I hope you learned something from the explanation of the models of communication. You learned 5 models for today. Yes, and how they connect with each other. Okay. So just remember, keep on learning with me, and yes, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Okay. Thank you. Keep on learning, students, my dear students. See you on my next video. Okay. Have a great day. Enjoy learning. Okay. One step at a time. Okay. Bye-bye.